how that shifts. All right. Now, when I check out the neck, one of the things that I'll do is I'll just really gently tip the left ear towards the left shoulder so I can see how far it goes and if it's easy or not so easy. So, any discomfort or tension with that?
No.
Okay, so you guys kind of sensed or saw how far that went. Now we're gonna go this way. Okay, any tension or tightness with that?
No.
Okay, so he has about 3/4 of the range. I'd like to see it go further than it goes. When I feel it, I can feel his body kind of fighting me a little bit, but it's not enough for him to pick up, right? He doesn't have optimum body awareness. So I'm going to do it again just one more time, and I want you just to tell me which way, and I'm just going to stop where your body says enough. Which way is easier for you, if there is one way that's easier? Any sense of that, or do they feel
Maybe
equal?
to the right.
This way, okay. All right, so just kind of remember that. And we're going to have you lie on your belly with your nose right in the middle of that paper, if you would. So we're going to look at a lot of things when we work with Edward, but the thing that you really want to pay attention to is how much of this that you see. Okay? So Edward, do you feel like you're centered on the table?
Like this way, you mean?
Yeah. More or less?
I think
Okay.
so, yeah.
All right, good. All right. So when we look down his spine, we can see that the left hip is slightly higher than the right, and this part of the spine is slightly higher than that. So there's a little twisting going on, okay? Now if his brain and body were fully connected, it would resolve that, right? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we do a couple of things to assess the nervous system. I'm going to share some of them with you. You're welcome to put your hands right here in front of you. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to bring his legs together, and we're going to just see, Edward, you just let me do it?
Yep.
We're going to see if there's any resistance. So you see how when I bring them together, they pop apart. Can you feel that, Edward?
Yeah, I did that. They probably
Okay, so let's see.
Oh, they still
They still do. That's actually coming from the tension in your neck. So if your system was relaxed, your legs would just stay where I put them. But your body's saying, no, I don't like that. So then I'm also going to see what happens when I try and separate them. I don't use a lot of force because I don't want to take the body where it doesn't want to go, but I'm assessing. And there's even more resistance in this plane, okay? These all tell me where in the spine things are pulling from. Now when I bring these legs together, we can see that the right is shorter than the left, okay? So I'm looking at this level right here, okay? So turn your head and move it to the right and just let it rest down.
Like this?
Yes, exactly, yes. And then I'm looking to see if the leg length changes at all. And it doesn't. Can you go back to the center? Good, and then go the other way. Okay, and back in the center. Any discomfort either way?
Nope.
Okay, great. All right. So now I'm going to take your feet and I'm going to bring them towards your buttocks. Everybody kind of look at this area, and we're just going to see how that goes. Okay. Any discomfort with that?
I feel it in my lower back.
Okay. So when you say lower back, do you mean here or do you mean here?
A little bit higher, a little bit lower.
In that area.
Right.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I asked you to look here because sometimes there's so much tension in this part of the spine that when I go to do this, the whole pelvis has to twist and rock and rise, okay? And people say, no, there's no discomfort. Their whole spine is trying to avoid what I'm doing, okay? But he didn't have to do that, but what he was aware of is there was some discomfort through here, okay? Now, this is a motion that shouldn't create discomfort, but obviously there's some tensions, patterns that are making that so. Okay. So then, again, I want to assess the spine at every level, all the bones, to get a sense of where we're starting at. And I do this every time you come in, because every time you come in, you are a little bit different. So one of the things that I noticed with him is he doesn't have a lot of muscular tension. So is that a good thing or a bad thing, you think?
Not good.
It's not the best, actually. We don't want to have a massive amount of tension, but we also want to have some tension in the muscular system because that's what protects the bones and the underlying nervous system. So we want to balance. So we might even see some tension build up as we work with him, and things would be more in balance.
Basically, you don't want knots.
definitely don't want knots,
You want
right?
strong muscles to hold your spine.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see what happens as we do his first entrainment. Okay. So we don't see a lot of this, correct? Let's see how that changes here in just a minute. So let's go. Okay. We put in a gentle contact, and then we observe. And we're looking to see if there's a change. Anybody see a change? Kinda cool, right? One touch, brain and body connected. Now, were you aware of any change, Edward?
Kind of a generalized releasing kind of.
Good. So generalized relaxation or release. Excellent. Now the fact that he could feel that's wonderful, right? But you have to have some level of body awareness to pick that up. Now we could see an immediate change in your breath. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. We call that the breath wave. Nice. Okay. Let's just do a tiny. Good. So I want to know, Edward, if you're aware that as you're breathing now, this part of the back actually lifts on the inhale and lowers on the exhale. Can you get a sense of that?
Yes.
Good. So we call that the breath wave. And in a healthy spine, this should be happening all day long. Okay? We build up tension, we breathe, we reorganize the tension. Okay? When we're in fight or flight, the breath gets very shallow. Right? So his body is relearning. Now if you watch, it's even coming into this part of the spine. Eventually it'll go all the way up and all the way down to the base of the spine. What do people notice with that contact?
Seems more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Breathing longer.
Yes. Can you see the breath wave moving further up the spine? That's awesome. So, can you feel the breath moving into this part of your back?
Mm-hmm.
Great. That's really awesome for a first entrainment. It's really good. Good. Now, I want to know if you can feel that there's not as much spring when I bring the legs together. Can you feel that?
Yes.
Can people see that? Still spring, but not as much investment, right? And there's not as much investment there either. So let's just do this with your legs like we did the first time. Does that feel any different than the first time?
Yeah, there's not as much tension, but I still feel it there.
So there's not as much tension, but you still feel it there.
Yeah.
And you probably weren't even aware of that area, were you, prior to lying down?
No, I haven't.
You have been. Okay. Now you're more aware of it, right?
Yes.
Okay, turn your head to the right. And just notice if that feels any different. I know you didn't have any discomfort, but just notice if it feels different. And then go back in the center. Awesome. And then go the other way. Okay, great. And back in the center. And did either one feel different?
They both felt easier.
They both felt easier. Cool. Wonderful. So that's what we want. We want the spine to function better. Okay? If he can move easier, okay, function. If he can breathe deeper, that's a sign of better function. So very good. Okay, you can have a seat up for me. And just sit for just a minute with your eyes closed, Edward, and just notice anything that's different. See what he just did? Okay, you all be doing that too after your training. Right, he sat up. Oh my God, I can feel my spine. So that's brain-body connection. He's using movements to dissipate even more tension. Right? And he may be aware of this area in a way that he wasn't before, which would be a good thing.